took me about 10 seconds. And in the meantime, we'll walk over and get the rest of our ingredients. So next thing after when our sausage is done cooking, our oil will be flavored, then we want to cook our vegetables in it. So we're going to use our scallions and our onions, which are aromatics. And this is going to not only cook our vegetables, but it'll make it taste really good too, because we're cooking it in the sausage fat. So it should be done about now. So if you look, some of them are actually a little bit burnt, but that's okay, because it'll be pretty tasty. So that means you know that the rest are almost done. Now I'll take one piece out for you. And if you look here, you can see how it's still bubbling and the color changed. It's no longer that straight red, it's like almost orange. So we're going to take our sausage. You want to take the sausage out of the wok, but you want to drain the oil to one side. Make sure you don't pour it too far, because you don't want to have an oil fire. So take your sausage, scoop it out, put it on a plate on the side. Alright, let me get these last few ones out. Alright, so while they sit there, they'll keep cooking because of the residual heat. So we're going to put our wok back on the thing. You see, it's still smoking, so you know the pan's really, really hot. We're going to take our onions, put them in there. They should start to sizzle. And then we're going to add our scallions. So now we're cooking and flavoring our aromatics. You don't have to take all your scallions and put them in there at once. If you like some raw scallion in your fried rice, you can do that. Make sure you stir it all around and make sure that all the aromatics are covered in the sausage fat. So once we have it all covered, we're going to take the wok, try to level it off, and we're going to let it just cook on the bottom of the wok for maybe about 15 seconds. So grab your cover again and put it down. Alright guys, so it's been almost like 30 seconds now. Open your wok and check. While it was cooking, I just checked and stirred it around. If you look at the color of the vegetables, some of them are brown now, so that's really good. That's what we're looking for. We're going to take our vegetables, get as much of your stuff off your wok spatula, and we're going to walk over and get our rice now. We're going to mix our rice with our aromatics, and this will not only flavor the rice, it'll combine everything very well. Here. Alright, well, that doesn't want to come out. So that's the first batch. And here's our second batch of rice. Alright, so make sure, break up your rice nice and quickly. And you want to fold the aromatics into it. If you notice that your rice is starting to stick to the wok, it may be that you don't have enough oil, and it may be that because we added more ingredients to the wok, the temperature dropped. When the temperature of the wok is not hot enough, things start to stick because the metal on a really small atomic level isn't all one piece and all smooth, so there are holes. So we see this, it's good now, it's all combined. We're going to add a little bit more oil. This will just help to make everything smoother and blend nicely. Make sure that you get your rice and get rid of all the giant clumps that you had from when you packed it in the fridge. It's starting to look pretty good. Alright, so next step. Once you mix your rice through with your aromatics, grab your soy sauce, salt, and pepper, and we're going to add it to the rice. Alright, uncap. Alright, now I don't like too much soy sauce in mine because I don't like my things too salty. Also, the Chinese sausage is already really salty. So, I'm not going to add too much, but depending on your taste, you can add more, add less. Same goes with the salt and the pepper. You don't want to add too much salt because you're already adding soy sauce. So I'm going to add some pepper in now. You can use a black pepper too, because that's what they sell in the C-store. It works just as well, but white pepper has a little bit different flavor profile. And I add some salt. And now I'm going to add the soy sauce. You don't want to drown your rice in soy sauce. You're not drinking the soy sauce. You're only using it to flavor the rice. Alright, so added the soy sauce. Now we're going to take everything and mix it all together. Alright guys, so that looks pretty good. Next up, we're going to go grab our corn, what we microwaved while we were heating up the wok, and just add it in. If you prefer mixed vegetables or maybe peas, you can use those too. Sometimes I use okra because that's on sale. Really, it's up to you. Just make sure the vegetables are cut up into nice small pieces. Mix it through so it's starting to look like fried rice you get from #1 China now. Alright, next step. We're going to take our Chinese sausage, add it back in. Ooh, delicious. Now our rice has color. Alright, and the last thing to do is we're going to get our eggs. Didn't forget about them. So to cook your eggs, make sure you make a crater in the middle of your rice and take the rice and push it off to the sides of the wok. The sides of the wok obviously are going to be less hot than the center of the wok that's touching the element, so your rice won't have a less likely chance to burn. Take some of the rice off my wok spatula. There we go. So we have that there. Take a little bit more oil, add it to the center. That's where our egg's gonna go. Alright, make sure it's covering your crevice. It opens. Now we're gonna grab our egg. I use 3 eggs here. You can use 2 eggs depending on your preference. Add it to the center. And turn up the heat a little bit. We're gonna let it start to cook. If you take your egg and you start mixing it up like this, it will cook a lot faster. See, it's starting to already get nice and thick now. That's what we want. Alright, you want to make sure that you start mixing enough so that when you actually serve the rice, you don't have raw bits of egg in your rice, because that's never good. So good, it's almost there. If you look, some are starting to become that yellow that we're familiar with, others are still a bit runny, so mix up a little bit longer. You see on the bottom of my wok, I start to have the egg there. Good, so it's starting to look cooked up now. We're going to take it and mix it through with the rest of the rice. The residual heat from the rest of the rice will help to cook the egg by the time you eat it. Alright guys, so here we have the plate of fried rice, and I'll see you on for the next episode of Chinese Cooking for the College Kid.